Welcome, greetings everybody. Welcome to the Art Lexcia podcast. This is me, Wesley Pepper, and this is episode 216. So it's nice and warm here in the Northern Cape today. But like I told Ayanda, we're gonna bring the heat in this episode because I think like she just has a fantastic gallery, or let me just say concept. So first and foremost, I'm talking to Ayanda Gumede from the Ayanda I Am Gallery, which is a mobile gallery. So firstly, my sister, we tried to talk the other day, but the network wasn't having it. So firstly, good morning, welcome, and how are you?
Good morning. I'm good, and yourself? Fantastic. Yeah, we just came back from Johannesburg yesterday, so yeah, I'm back in Durban and in a warm, warm city, humid, warm.
The fact that you're traveling between Joburg and Durban with your gallery is something that I wasn't expecting.
Mhm.
I thought that it was only you only use it as in locally, because I'm sure the expense around it, but so much to cover, so much to
Mm.
cover. Let's just take in the beginning. So you've been involved in the arts for what, about 15, 16 years, as an artist, as a curator, as an art consultant, and so forth. Just give us an overview or background, a little bit of a background on yourself and your role in the arts till where we are today.
Okay, all right. My name is Ayanda Gumede. I'm from KZN, originally, and I was for some time Gauteng, but I'm back in KZN where I was born. That's where my art, the love for art, came from. When I was in college, that I started going to art galleries, and also I started working at one of the galleries in KZN. It was actually one of the first biggest galleries in Africa, which was in Gateway, and that's where I started honing my passion for art, and then ever since then I've been just I've been creating art myself as well, and also selling art for other artists, and also doing curating, and also being a mentor to the up and coming artists.
Mm. You mentioned working within a with a very large gallery. Uh, what was it that you got out of that? Because I mean, if you work within a gallery and you open one, then obviously you saw something that you can improve on. So can you give us some insight into that?
I saw a gap in the emerging artists. They were not presented a lot in the big galleries, where most of the time when they are doing their portfolios, they were not taken seriously, or they that's where my I started thinking that what can I do to assist artists in coming? What can I do? But at that time, I was just paying rent for to have it. It's it's a lot of money, and I couldn't have done that. And then also, I was just weighing things on whether I should open a gallery, or but what I used to do when I before having the mobile gallery, I was working with art galleries where I bring in the artist, and we do exhibitions there, or whether it's a museum or a gallery. But I think for me, it's either like bringing the mobile gallery. For me, it was just a no-brainer. And in terms of yes, it does have its own cost, but me being having the control, the whether if I want, for example, sometimes the artists, the galleries wouldn't want the artist, but myself, I do want the artist to represent the artist. That's where I said, okay, let me see if I can do my own thing. Whichever artist would want to come and be like exhibit or do work with, I can be able to do that. have the 100% control of that. Whereas if I work partner with other galleries, it's a 50-50. They might go ahead with this or not.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, interesting point about emerging versus more established artists. Just in terms of the market, who are you selling art to? Because I know you did a you when we tried to speak on Thursday, you're doing a gig at the Winnie Madikizela School. So clearly, you're working with a lot of children.
Yeah.
And also on your Instagram feed, there's lots of you interacting with kids. So who's your market? Who you targeting?
Like I'm targeting the South African. I'm actually wanting South Africans or people in general to support art, whether it's I want to it's from affordable art to art that is an investment art. So my target is everybody that has a wall on their homes to have wall. It should be a culture to buy art. It shouldn't be something that is it's looked like it's for wealthy people. No, art is for everyone.
Yeah. The whole thing about art just being for wealthy people. I don't want to sound like a conspiracy thingy because I don't like to broadcast that type of stuff on this platform. But I do think that was sort of by design, sort of to keep people outside of the loop. Culturally starved. In that way, you can just feed them any old nonsense, and they'll just consume it. There's actually just a side note, just before we get to my next question, there's something that I'm really interested in, and that's also why I was drawn to what you're doing, is new galleries and accessibility, making art more accessible. Because if you have a space in the northern areas, like for example in Johannesburg, if you have it in the north and you got to come from either Eldos or the West Rand, you got to travel excessive distances. And when you
Yeah.
get there, the whole culture is changed. The fact that you're actually bringing that toward to the people is already groundbreaking. Because at least to my knowledge, there's not a lot of that. So just to bring it back to emerging artists, when you say that you are trying to sell art to everybody, how are people interacting? So these are people that wouldn't traditionally go to a mainstream gallery. What does that take? What is yeah, still so many things to unpack there.
So when they get to experience them coming into something new to them and also something exciting, they really get like wowed seeing the art gallery. And most of them, like 99.9%, they haven't been to an art gallery before. And for me to see that being like, it just also makes me happy that I'm able to um I have a platform where other people that have never been to an art gallery to come in and just experience being in an art gallery. For me, it's just it fulfills me.
Yeah, man, it's actually like I said, like I think it's really breaking a taboo. In working in the arts as long as I have, I've gotten frustrated, seem like such a one-dimensional word, but very frustrated the fact that it's the same people all the time, and it's just in terms of growth in new markets is incredibly limiting. And I know I'm a Pan-Africanist, and I know like within growing art throughout the continent, there's a huge market there.
True.
Working class people. It's just there's no access. There's literally no access, and that is something that's also why I like to talk to people like yourself and others just to understand how different artists are sort of working within that. But let's actually take it to the actual mobile gallery itself. So just explain to me everything about it. So firstly, how did you build it?
Mhm.
The size of the gallery, and how much art, because I was trying to work out looking at photos, trying to estimate, and I would estimate you can fit about 15 people standing, people in there. I'm not sure how far off I am, but yeah, just break down that, like that, like how big it is and how do you build it, and then we'll get into
Okay.
into and how people are interacting with the art.
Okay. So it was built in Gauteng. It was built from scratch, where it was custom made
Oh,
actually. So it's something
oh,
that, like, yes, it's so we were looking. We actually we checked all the people that do trailers, and we found that the ones that we opt for was actually the best. They told us how long it will take, a month and a half. They actually took it was shorter than that. Actually, I think it was so 3 going on 4 weeks, but it was the time was good, and also everything was done properly from the outside, the trailer outside. Usually, you get the trailer to be white. Most trailers are white, and we asked them to make it black on the outside, and they were able to do that. They did. We have like a storage where we can store artworks on the inside. And how long is it?
oh,
It's 6.5. It's 6.5 by 2.5 in the length, and the height is two and a half. So, and then it has
okay.
steps. Maybe we'll take a walk and show you. And then I don't know if it will. Okay, so this is I can fit maybe 10, 12 pieces at once, and depending on the size, I can also, if I want to go small, I can actually go maybe maybe like if I have like 30 by 25, then it can be 20 plus pieces. So these are the pieces that I hear. I got the lighting as well. So art, the lighting is very important.
Very,
Without the
very
light,
important. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So we also have like a storage place here where we store, and then there's a it's a mess, but yeah. See, this is the light we
This is
connect,
this is great.
and then we also
Brilliant.
have a power bank. So if we go into a rural area where there's no light, we
Yes,
do have
that is
power,
brilliant.
we can light. But also if we at school, we have an extension which is 30 meters long, and then we plug it at this, and then we connect it to the trailer.
Um,
Yeah. So we
That
have
that's brilliant.
we have steps. I don't know if you can see, yeah, the steps. Yeah, and then we can look, and then we have a ramp as well. So we, depending
Yeah,
on
yeah, yeah.
school or wherever where there's like it needs a ramp, that we'll, yeah. So yeah, I think, and then we have the where we hook the trailer with the
Yeah,
car.
the trailer.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So here's something that I'm dying to know. So because of the size, you were saying 7 meters in length. So do you need a different permit to go to different parts in the CBD or close to major events and stuff like that? Do you need to apply for that? And just explain to me, if so, how does that work?
You need to apply, and I think that's the struggle that I had during summer, which was in December, summer holidays, where I went there to say, can we park the trailer in at the beach side, and then they said you need a permit for that, so we didn't do it. So now I'm working with the parks. There is parks where, especially the people that I work with a lot with, it's Florida UIP. They really are very
Mm.
supportive. Whenever they have events, they invite me, or they just ask me if I'm available, can I come through and do that. There's restaurants as well that I work with. So it's just certain, but in terms of the permits, that is a bit of a struggle at the moment, because we only launched the trailer or the mobile gallery 30th of November. So we didn't have all the permits. They close, the what application closes around November. So that's where I
Oh,
couldn't.
oh.
So I think in
Just
KZN,
a, just
I
a,
don't know other cities, but KZN to be exact, yeah.
that's very interesting.
Mm,
That's very, very interesting. Just
yeah,
a follow-up question on that. In 2027, which is next year, the 50 over cricket World Cup is in South Africa.
yeah.
And based in KZN, I'm sure the Indian cricket team will most probably be playing the majority of the games there, which will actually
Mhm.
opens it up because there'll be a lot of tourists coming to South Africa. Are you guys strategizing something in and around that, sort of to position the gallery physically, sort of like at close to cricket stadiums or fan
Thank
parks, etc.?
thank you for giving me the heads up. I didn't know about it.
Ah.
Yeah, I'll definitely uh, do a research and also do some if I have to apply or yeah, do a proposal to them, then I will do so. I will
Yeah,
definitely do so.
I'm sure you're probably gonna have to put some together, a lot of paperwork and
Yeah, yeah,
blah blah
which is
blah
not.
blah. Because Yeah, because I think that is a massive opportunity, man. I look at the last football World Cup, which was 2010.
Mhm,
Um, um, I knew a few people that was trying to put up stallikies and etc., like in Newtown and so forth. And there was it wasn't it was a very complicated process, and not
mhm.
everybody was allowed. But the opportunity is going to be massive. To my knowledge, the thing will take place in, I think it's towards the end of the year, September, October, November, September, October, then about. So you still have so you still have time to look.
I'll
But I think
definitely
it's fantastic because
follow.
yeah, man.
But
I mean, I think one. Sorry, continue.
I did actually in 2010. I was in Cape Town during the World Cup soccer, and then one of the arts. Okay, well, when I was working with the artist that is was part of the World Cup series, so I know how the process is. It's how hard it is to get into that. But once you get exposure, it was a lot. It was they had made books, like coffee table books, along
Yeah.
with the artists that were partaking the 2010 World Cup. So good exposure for them. That was with the
Yeah, yeah. It's something I definitely would suggest to probably look at. Especially like having more events. I guess events that is more interactive, where people don't just necessarily come in. They must do something, sort of interact with the art. That also changes, breaks
yeah.
that you
Mhm.
sort of changes people. But anyway, that is something that was just in the back of my mind that I wanted to ask. Another
Also,
another question about. Sorry, continue.
and I was also talking. I was thinking of working with, because I mean the trailer, as long as it has a parking where we can park it, it's fine. You don't have to get inside. In terms of the what is it, the Durban July, I would actually in looking to approach.
Another one year.
Is and it's a bit far, but I'll see if I can be able to get space to just park the thing when as people come go towards
Yeah,
the race course.
yeah.
They go through the gallery as well.
Mm. That's another brilliant thing, because that thing is also a market around lifestyle, fashion, etc. And I think art and those
Mhm.
things go very much hand in hand. So there's a potential massive audience there. Which actually leads me to my next question. So how does the gallery operate? In other words, sales and so on. Does it work normally? Do people come and just swipe and purchase the artwork, or do you have a type of a layaway? Layaway. Where people sort of put a down payment and pay the art off. Is there room for those type of different payment options and stuff? Because you're
Okay,
targeting new markets.
Yes. So yes, we do have a purchase, like you can pay in installment with art, especially the arts that you can't pay immediately. We do have installment packages, and also we also do have rental. We rent artworks as well, especially in
Brilliant.
where we take the art, we give the art the we rent the art. No, before renting it, we put them in just for them to have a feel of the artwork for a month. That is for free,
Yeah. Yeah.
a whole month for free, and then after that, then they can decide if they want to take the and to continue with the rental, or buy the pieces off from us. Yeah.
So for how
Mm.
long? So for how long will corporates rent it out for? 2, 3, 4 years? How long?
Uh,
How long will that work? Will that
it,
be?
it's from 1 year to 3 and 5 years, depending on what which package they opt for. But it's a full 12 months, and then if they want to, then we can we do if they want to have more than a year, then we can do that. But it starts from a year upwards.
Uh, uh, Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the Art Bank South Africa. They work in a similar their strategy was also similar, working with corporates. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and there was a website. So this was a while ago. This was maybe well over 10 years ago. There was it was in the States. I think it was called Art Rumble. But don't quote me on that. I'll have to run a search to see if they still exist. But they
Okay.
but they were straight up art renting business. By that time it was still a web based platform, which always just made like there's actually a almost like a completely new market for people who just rent art as opposed to people who just purchase art. I found that fascinating. So are you getting a lot of interest from corporates, or is it also just the regular working class people that's also trying to rent?
Mostly from corporate, but I would like to also work with like people home that owns homes, or maybe have B&Bs
Mm,
that us actually work. Because what how I do it as well, how different it is that if you want to, like, over that a year, you feel like you want to change the art piece, you can still change the art piece at the value of the same price. So we can swap the pieces around in quarterly, or maybe after a year, then we can just swap them around during the course.
mm. Yeah, no, it's a absolutely brilliant. Like, she was Ayanda, like this is fucking great, man. I'm like, this is
Thank
great. Like, another another thing I wanted to ask about the renting. Slipped my mind. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
yes, oh, yes, oh, yes, oh, yes. Wait. Now I remember. Now I remember. Just another point about renting. So my entire school, in high school and stuff, like, I spent in libraries. Books and art and music was always my thing, like, my entire life. And
Mm-hmm.
in there was this town library that had artworks. I mean, it was all horrible quality, but you could rent it like you renting a book. I always thought that as a concept. Um, I always felt like, people should actually sort of revisit stuff like that. Putting art
Mm-hmm.
in more public places
Wow.
that is more accessible to public, where you can come in. I mean, obviously now with to rent you have to pay, but I mean, I always like that as a concept, man. It sort of just opens up, no art and exposes to people who normally will never set foot in an art gallery. So all those things are just. I think it's revolution, to be honest. But yeah.
That's
Do you want to just
brilliant.
follow?
That is a brilliant idea. Like almost like when, because I remember as well when we were young, we used to go to libraries, we rent out books. But I mean, if you can even rent out art piece, that will be wow, wow. In that
Yeah, man, it gives the artists incredible amount of exposure. It keeps them, income coming in constantly. and it's
Mhm.
constantly exposed. So you don't need an event like an opening or something to get people to the art, because they are constantly walking and interacting with the art constantly. But anyway, man, Ayana, there's also something I wanted to cover, man. Is your NPO called the Art Club Foundation? Tell us about
Mhm.
that.
Okay, so the Art Club Foundation was launched around 2022 because of my daughter being autistic and she has ADHD. So at the time, she couldn't like speak, and she was nonverbal, and the way we could communicate was via maybe her drawing. I could see like how mood was, how we interacted. It was while she was doing art. I don't know, because we the art was always around her, but that's where she gravitated towards. And that's how the Art Club Foundation came about, where we raise awareness with kids with disability, whether it's intellectual or physical disability. That's why also my mobile gallery has a ramp, because some places it's accessible for people that are also maybe on wheelchairs. Yeah, so that's how the Atla Foundation came about. So we do with the Atla Foundation, we do art therapy. As the, so we where a parent and the child, we do where they can interact. We do those workshops. We bringing them together so that they can just have that, even if it's nonverbal, but they're interacting with. I do it at schools, at mostly special schools. Also, maybe uh, now I want to do it in also the mainstream school, where um, kids, there are kids that maybe are not seen as, maybe they have some sort of a disability in mainstream schools. Um, but I want to bring that to mainstream school, where they if they the there is a problem with the child, they can also give them they can do necessary like maybe taking for the diagnosis, and also just allowing, because sometimes it's hard to accept that your child has some sort of a disability. So we have those workshops where we actually we there for the parents, and also to encourage them that it's okay, and they just to that's how I work with the Atla Foundation, just parents and
Brilliant, man. Just so if there's anybody listening to this that is interested in you coming to this school or something, how do they get in contact with you?
okay,
How do they set it up?
they can go to my website, which is Ayanda, www.ayandaimrgallery.com. That's where you can get the we have the section for the Atla Foundation, where we have what we
Yeah.
do and what help
Yeah.
as well. Mm.
Yeah, and to my listeners, I'll definitely add that website in the description box below. Just one more question on the NPO. Is it? I mean, you are mobile, so can schools anywhere in the country contact you?
Yes, anywhere in the country, but for now, because I'm actually um, I'm not I don't have funding for that, for like to go as far
Yeah,
maybe as Western Cape. So,
yeah.
but if there is sponsors out there who support my initiative, they then I can be able to take myself
Yeah,
and the
and
train my team with me to the location.
yeah, man, I was just gonna say, like, I hope there'll be more potential funders that can, that'll pay attention or pick this up, because I think this is a fantastic initiative. I mean, you're not just taking art to the there's also something just a side note, which I'm also fascinating in documenting and talking to artists about, who's using the art as a tool. Like Fela Kuti used to say, music is a weapon, art is a weapon, where you
Mm.
can, where there's a social arm as well. where it's not just about commerce. Uh, um, so, like you say, this thing is a few years old. You go into multiple schools. Was that what you were doing at the Winnie Mandela School? Was it on Thursday?
Yes, that is what I'm doing. So I've been working with them, or rather, I've been supporting them. I think this been since 2022. I've been going to the school when there's event, or bring them to the gallery that I was at, which is in Johannesburg, and also the studios, because I take them to take a tour to the artist studios and see how they work, because especially within Madikizela school, they work with it's a skills school. It's not a grade school. It's on levels. So they cook, they do work, they do art. So that's where I just want to take them there and just to experience and see how they use their skill or talent to make money in future. Because after school, after 21, there's nothing that they're able to do. They're not going to
Yeah.
college, and so the skill that they have, they can use it as a way to make money.
Sure.
Mm.
The it just gets better and better. I'm a fan, man. Like straight up, like I'm big up. This is fantastic, man. Um,
Thank
just to bring it back to just to bring it back to the artists. Sh-
Connect with you.
so we had another connection issue. But if you follow this podcast, that's pretty much every single week. I think I've become pretty good at handling connection issues again. Like, and I've whined about that so many times on this platform that I don't even want to go there anymore. But Ayanda,
Okay.
like, we were actually busy wrapping up, man. And I'm just before we got cut off. Um, I was wanting to know, like, so I understand how the NPO works, how the gallery works. So it's still early in the year. It's well, still January, but it's toward the end of the month. What are the highlights,
Mm,
or what other things, events, exhibitions, and so forth? You were talking about Durban, July, that you're looking to get the galleries, that you are planning
mm.
for 2026.
Yeah. So I do have a couple of exhibitions coming up. The one that is this coming up soon is the KZN SA. I'm collaborating with KZN SA in Glenwood, and then also the school. There's a school that I'm partnering with, which is a special needs school, where they also do have kids who have autism. It's a special needs school, so they have kids with different disabilities, where we're gonna be raising awareness, doing workshops at KZNSA, and then also we're gonna take the gallery, the mobile one, to the school. We're going to go to a location as well, so it's gonna be a three week exhibition. I'm yet to put out the call out for artists, which is neurotypical artists, and also neurodiverse artists that will be exhibiting with in April. So the theme of the exhibition is called Bridging Perspectives, of which it's gonna be artists from different with the different what is it the disability that will be part of the exhibition. And also in
So,
around
if there's
August,
anybody,
also we do have the Her Story. uh, Last year it was at Panty Museum. Next year it will be in Johannesburg. I'm not sure of the where it's gonna be, but it's gonna be in in Johannesburg.
again, man, like, I think it's fantastic that your gallery has such a strong social, a social development arm to it. that you're working with autistic kids and children in general. I think that's brilliant. Like, you're also growing young minds into appreciating, understanding, and purchasing and investing in art, which is another thing I think that the African child is lacking in modern education. Because, as we know, art's an incredibly good investment, and it also doubles and triples over time. Which is another episode I want to do in the future, to sort of just to highlight that. I mean, I think that's also fantastic. So the Ayanda I Am Gallery is not just about commerce, and there's also nothing wrong with that either. Um, but it's always, and just and another point or something just I've noticed. Artists always have such a large part of them is this humanitarian. Um, where as soon as artists have a platform, it's, yeah, sure, there's it's about me making money, but there's also, we always want to give out, give, share, educate. I think that's what just makes artists unique,
Mm.
to any other
The social impact.
entrepreneurs, because you are an entrepreneur.
Yeah, it does have a social impact, and also depending on how you use it as an artist, to build, to motivate. That is who I am. I wanna motivate. I wanna grow artists. I also want people to learn and at least be knowledgeable about art. It's not about just the it's not luxury only. It's art is it's something that people need to have in their homes, and just know in general what is what art is all about.
Yeah, man, and let's actually wrap it up with that, man. Because obviously there's a few technical issues, and I don't want it to mess up the entire episode. So just drop us all your social media handles. You mentioned your website as well.
Okay, so
Oh, where
my
can people get hold of you?
Instagram is Ayanda dot I am art gallery. The TikTok is also Ayanda dot I am art gallery. The Facebook is Ayanda Gumede. My website is www.ayandaimartgallery.com. And my email address is info@ayandaartgallery.com.
Okay. Okay. Thanks, Yana. I'll add all those details to the in the description box below if anybody missed that or want to revisit that. Thanks for coming through, my system, and again, I appreciate you taking the time out to come talk to me on my platform. And yeah, man, like, brilliant. All the best. We'll definitely be following. I'll definitely be following what you guys are doing, and we can maybe do a follow up interview later on in the year. It'll be interesting to see how. So you say you're still young, how more people interact and stuff like that. How the business is growing and so forth. I think that'll be very interesting as well. But yeah, man, thank you very much for coming through. Enjoy the rest of your
Thank you.
Saturday, and yeah,
You too.
take care. Thank you.
You too. Thanks. Okay, bye.